from Nine Inch Nails performing with David Bowie, and Ministry making a cameo in a Steven Spielberg movie, to Frontline Assembly appearing on national TV, we're taking a look at 10 moments where industrial music broke into the mainstream. Nitzer opened for Depeche Mode's World Violation Tour in 1990, which was in support of Depeche Mode's classic album Violator. This was a huge moment for Nitzer, as it put them in front of massive audiences worldwide.
And here's some tour dates for Depeche Mode and Nitzer.
At the time, Nitzer was promoting their album Showtime, which featured tracks like Lightning Man and Getting Closer. Their high energy and aggressive EBM sound was a huge contrast to Depeche Mode's more soft synth-pop sound. For Nitzer, this was a chance to gain more mainstream exposure, even though they remained more a underground act. It's one of those tours that industrial and electronic music fans still talk about today. On August 25th, 1998, Hellbilly Deluxe dropped, marking Rob Zombie's big debut as a solo artist after White Zombie called it quits. The album was packed with horror movie vibes, industrial metal riffs, and some serious cool synthesizer work, with Scott Humphrey producing, and bangers like Dragula and Living Dead Girl. It blew up big time. I still remember the first time I heard Super Beast. I was totally hooked. Zombie had been on TV multiple times with White Zombie, but his first solo performance was on The Late Show with David Letterman in '98, tearing up with Dragula.
I can never die.
I remember seeing XXX in theater when it came out, and when Rammstein showed up in the opening scene, I was ecstatic. I thought, alright, this is gonna be an awesome movie. I was wrong. They kick off the movie with Fry playing in a packed underground club in Prague. The whole scene is peak early 2000 industrial metal. Fire, strobe lights, Rammstein's signature pyrotechnics. Meanwhile, a secret agent is being hunted in the crowd. At the time, Rammstein was on fire, riding high off their 2001 album Muta, which was their biggest success yet. The exposure from XXX just pushed them even further into the mainstream, especially here in North America. Fear Factory was featured on the soundtrack of the first Mortal Kombat movie in '95. Their song Zero Signal plays during one of the most iconic scenes, when Scorpio fights Johnny Cage in the Netherrealm. When I was a kid, that was my scene, and still is. It's such a perfect fit. Heavy guitars and that signature industrial metal sound that Fear Factory is known for. The track comes from their '95 album Demanufacture, which was a huge influence on industrial metal at the time and still is today. Also, the Mortal Kombat soundtrack became legendary, blending electronic, metal, and industrial metal from artists like KMFDM, Napalm Death, and Typo Negative. It went platinum and introduced a whole generation to a heavier, more electronic-infused metal. For Fear Factory, it was a huge exposure, bringing their music to a wider audience. KMFDM got a pretty cool moment on Beavis and Butthead when their music video for A Drug Against War was featured on the show on July 11th, 94. The video itself is a fast-paced visuals inspired by KMFDM's previous album's cover and singles. It perfectly matched the band's high energy. When Beavis and Butthead watched it, their reaction was classic Beavis and Butthead. Even though they were joking around, Beavis and Butthead actually helped introduce a ton of underground and alternative bands to a wider audience.
If I got a hat like that, I could be a lead singer.
Why don't we have shows like that today? Promoting real good music. Frontline Assembly won Best Alternative Video at the Much Music Video Awards in '96 for their track Plasticity. Released in '96 as a standalone single, it showcased futuristic synth sounds. The music video was a cyberpunk visual-inspired scene that fit perfectly with the track's dystopian vibe. Winning at the MMVAs was a big moment for Frontline Assembly.
Best alternative video goes to Rod Chong.
Frontline Assembly!
Getting recognition on Much Music, which was Canada's equivalent to MTV, helped expose Frontline to a wider audience beyond industrial and electronic music. It was a rare moment where industrial music got mainstream attention. Ministry made a surprise cameo in the 2001 film AI, directed by Steven Spielberg. Their song What About Us was featured in a scene where the futuristic world of the film is depicted. When Ministry were first asked to feature in AI by Stanley Kubrick, the band's frontman Al Jourgensen believed someone was having a joke at his expense. However, it was not a prank call. Kubrick was in fact a fan of the band. It was interesting because AI was a film that appealed to a broader audience, while Ministry's music was still very much part of the underground industrial scene. This cameo helped bring industrial music to the attention of people who might not typically listen to it. Marilyn Manson performed Beautiful People at the '97 MTV Video Music Awards, making a significant moment for industrial and industrial rock in the mainstream. Performing The Beautiful People from his album Antichrist Superstar, released the same year, Manson's shock rock persona took center stage. His provocative imagery and also his speech were unforgettable.
We will no longer be oppressed by the fascism of Christianity.
Produced by Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails, Antichrist Superstar helped push industrial rock into the mainstream. The live MTV performance exposed the genre to a wider audience, making the album one of the most influential industrial rock records of the '90s. In '95, Trent Reznor and David Bowie joined forces for the Dissonance Tour, merging art rock and industrial rock. Their collaboration continued in '97 when Reznor remixed and produced my favorite David Bowie song, I'm Afraid of Americans. This partnership brought industrial rock to a wider audience, with Reznor often citing Bowie as a huge influence, making it one of industrial music's most significant mainstream crossovers.
I'm afraid of Americans. I'm afraid of the world. I'm afraid I can't help them. I'm afraid I can't.
In 87-88, Front 242 brought EBM and industrial to a wider audience as the opening act for Depeche Mode's Music for the Masses tour. Signed to Wax Trax Records, Front 242 had a strong following, but had never played arenas at this scale. The tour gave industrial music a rare moment in the mainstream spotlight. It helped bridge the gap between alternative, synth-pop and industrial, paving the way for bands like Nine Inch Nails, KMFDM and Ministry to find bigger audiences. Honorable mention to KMFDM in the Bad Boys club scene. Skinny Puppy Cameo in the Doom Generation.
Wake up, cocksucker, time to die!
And also a whole industrial music section in a record store in The Simpsons. Good times. If you're a music producer, don't forget to check out my website for presets and samples. Also, if you want to support my work, check out my Patreon page. Seriously, thanks for watching. I'm always flabbergasted by the views and the comments. I love you guys. Stay industrial. Ciao.